formally very good afternoon and thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's a wonderful gathering wherein we had a lot of takeaways in the morning, and being the last panel, I guess, for the day, we would be taking you into some reality and real life situations which the esteemed panel members over here will speak their experience and see how their expertise has been put into use in solving real life challenges and problems. Immersive technology, enhancing learning with AI, AR and VR in classrooms. So this is one wonderful topic. When I got this, I actually thought that they have not specified what classrooms. Classrooms inside a building or outside, because as we call, life is itself a classroom and we learn every day. So going by that, where we start, how we work and how we train our younger generation. The students in school will be in their colleges tomorrow and they will be getting into the industry. It is very important how we actually keep them updated with their trend, while also letting them know the pros and cons of all these three. How they must use, to what extent, and where actually they must stop. So these things, more than the do's, the don'ts must be taught very well in a way that they understand. We cannot simply run away from AI and we cannot restrict students from using ChatGPT or the other forums that are not very much popular in India for that matter. But what we can do is to train them how to use them effectively, and in fact as trainers, educators and industry partners, we can set an example of how technology can be harnessed. So on that note will be the panel discussions. We have versatile people from academia as well as from industry. So let me start with Professor Dhami, who is to my left, the Dean, University School of Engineering. So welcome to the panel and I hope you're good today. So Dr. Dhami, how AI, VR has gotten into our classrooms? What is more important today is to train those people who are using it to train the next generation. Do you think we are successful? And if not, where has been the shortcoming actually? And what can be done to minimize this for that matter and effectively deliver these things into the classroom? It's over to you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to this panel discussion, and thank you for giving me a chance, ma'am. The use of digital media or AR, VR in the classroom, I'll categorize in two parts. First is the embracing the technology in the classroom, and the second one is empowering the students with the skills. So when we talk about the first part, the digital part, the technologies which we offer to the students, how they are going to help the students. The first part is a personal training, you can say the learning happens, which we generally call it as adaptive learning. The student can learn at their own pace with the use of the AI. What happens is it understands the speed, the learning ability of a student, and when the student is being assessed, it can see how fast a student can learn and how well the student can incorporate the things. And according to that, the skill set is being developed because the student will be asked the questions as per the way the student is learning, the pace with which it is learning, and the questions will be asked at that pace only. The first level of question may be at easy pace. If a student is able to answer the question, the next question will be at a bit higher level. And similarly, if the second question is at, you can say, higher level and the student is not able to answer that question, again the next question will come down. So that is called as the adaptive learning, which is using AI technologies also. And when we talk about AR, VR, so that is giving a chance to a student to deep dive into the subject, to visualize the things, to experience the things while sitting in the classroom. So these are the advantages of it. And the second part which I said was, yeah, I want the skills which are required to be empowered in a student. So if we put a student totally on a digital platform, what I believe is the student is not going to develop the skills. So that is why nowadays the curriculum is being developed, keeping few of the subjects which are coming up in all the curricula, like computational and critical thinking, which is one of the subjects which is being now taught in each and every program. It may be a technical or it may be a non-technical, just to analyze and make a student think critically, analyze it, and then only they can implement it. For that, the technology is going to help the student. So these are the things which we have to take care of, and accordingly the curriculum and the things should be developed. And one thing you said was regarding the teachers. So the educators are required to upskill themselves. Generally what happens is the educators, they don't encourage AR, VR. The reason is because they don't feel confident in using that thing. So our first responsibility is to give that confidence to the educators, to train them, to increase their proficiency level so that they can teach, they can deliver in a better way. Thank you.
Well said. That one experiential learning that we need to bring and have these immersive technologies put into curriculum. But one point that is to be noted is that how much educators are successful in aligning the existing curriculum with what concepts actually sir discussed. It is very important. We cannot revise the curriculum overnight, but what we should explore is to actually find a way that we can parallelly and seamlessly merge the existing curriculum with the adaptability of AI. So now moving ahead, let me ask Dr. M. Surendra Kumar, Dean, Controller of Examinations, Vikas College of Engineering and Technology. So how have you implemented these technologies in your curriculum, and how far the results are fruitful? Because it is always that when things are put into practice, there are a lot of challenges. Overcoming them and delivering success is one achievement, I would say. How have you done that in your own way? Your experience, please.
Good evening, all of you. I thank ObserveNow for inviting me to participate in the AI, VR and AR panelist committee. And nowadays, the technology was transforming from one mode to another mode. And nowadays, today, the complete education system looking into the digital way. So, in the digital literacy, people are adopting the technology like AI and AR and VR, artificial intelligence and augmented reality and virtual reality. So, by using these platforms, we have to minimize the ruggedness in the subjects, what they exist in the curriculum prescribed by the universities or private universities, etc. So mainly these technologies are used in virtual labs for easily understanding the students in a free environment, and in medical training like simulation of surgeries and anatomy lessons has to be understand easily with these technologies, and in architectural designs. Particularly in the structural engineering, a lot of technology was developed by implementing CAD. So this AR and VR can give the platform in the 3D views and creating the history lessons and collaborative projects in such a way that we have to retain the students in the classroom and we have to create a free environment to learn the things in the classroom. Like that, we have to adapt these technologies into the classrooms.
Okay, adapting technologies into classroom, making students at ease for them to learn and have an experience on their own. The National Education Policy Draft of 2020 has a separate clause for AI, AR and VR. It actually brings to us a very interesting fact that in the next 3 years, 50% of the educational institutions will completely implement these technologies into their daily routine in classrooms, and there will be another 20% of the institutions who will partially implement this into their curriculum. Having stated that, let me move to Dr. Sunil, Head of the Department of Information Technology, Sreenidhi Institute of Science and Technology, Hyderabad. Having stated this, that the schools and colleges will have this inevitably, infrastructure is one very important thing. Infrastructure is the key motivation for anything for that matter. So to have a fully structured AI and AV and in place, you definitely need infrastructural investments. Do we actually have that today? Or what has to be done to improve that, and how far you see that this kind of investment in infrastructure is essential?
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. There are quite a few challenges. It's not that easy for accommodating infrastructure. Like nowadays, everything, whatever you see, if you see a website, there you see a virtual tour which takes you to that college and shows how the college looks like. And in our institute, we think that students are forgetting the basic things to know what is a router, what is a switch, what is a modem. So we made a roundabout and we shown them the actual tour and shown them the devices which are there, including VR, AR, augmented reality devices, which are very expensive and very costly. So the challenges there are costing and funding, and trainers are required for that. Apart from that, integration in the classroom is a bigger challenge. Bits and pieces, people are, students, groups of students are doing some projects, but altogether to make an entire classroom or entire institute as a AI-based or AR and VR-based is quite a challenge. Now, for example, there is a device which you wear it and it costs around 2.5 lakhs. Not every student can afford that, or not every college can afford that many devices for students. So there are challenges which is to be tackled, but slowly it's gripping up and it's getting a good response for that. Students are doing individual projects and they are trying to do kind of lot of augmented reality and virtual reality, where they are trying to work with some games or some kind of sports, or there are virtual sports also which are coming up. There are digital sports also which are coming up. So slowly it is picking up. In future, I think so, this all will be manageable.
Yes, that is why we have set a goal of Viksit Bharat at 2047. I think this technologies will definitely take us there. Thank you so much for your views. Sir, moving to you. What do you think is the role of this AI in administration? Do you think actually it has positively impacted and helped us in better managing the human resource first and then the other resources? Or are we lacking anyway?
Certainly, technology has helped us improve efficiency in the way we manage classrooms, for which we have to be grateful. My university certainly uses technology for these purposes, especially for improving the efficiency of planning, classroom management, and so on. But I also want to broach another topic at the risk of sounding irrelevant to this panel. I've been listening to the speakers for the past couple of days, and what is really surprising and also a little bit disappointing is that somehow we get the impression that technology can be a panacea for all the problems in higher education. Somehow we get the impression, or we got the impression, that technology can substitute bad teaching, which is not the case. In fact, technology should be used for improving the quality of teaching and learning. And unfortunately, we are heading towards a situation where, not surprisingly, I don't find it fault, because there are a lot of edtech companies which are operating in this space. But somehow the general impression that I got from conferences, good teaching is not at all required. We will substitute it with technology. And as educators, that is very deeply concerning, how we approach the use of technology to finally achieve the goals of higher education. Very often we keep hearing from government and public intellectuals that India has a huge demographic dividend, and if the quality of education that is delivered to this young population is very poor, this demographic dividend may remain meaningless. And in this context, I have to highlight or underscore that technology can be certainly used for scaling up good quality education, but again, it should not be considered as a substitute for many of the problems that we find in higher education, especially the quality of teaching in classrooms, whether in schools and colleges.
Thank you. That was Dr. Jalani Mohammed, Chief Administrative Officer, Indian Institute of Management, Visakhapatnam. Thank you for your views. Now moving ahead to Dr. Kiran Kumar, Assistant Director of Training and Placements at Malla Reddy University. We definitely need to use technology for training students. There is no other way, because in the end they are going to end up in the industry, and there they need to develop something. So what do you do for training the students? How far it has yielded successful results? Are the students really enjoying that?
Very good afternoon, one and all, who are spending past 2 days here. And these kind of panel discussions definitely make us enlightened to take some key points from here and implement in our education. Yeah, I'm part of training and placements. I've seen a lot of change in terms of recruitment process from past 10 years to today. The technology is helping a student sitting at a rural location also to present his skill in terms of coding or in terms of his performance on very good tools like HackerEarth, HackerRank, Unstop, TechGig and all. And based on their skills and presentation, the companies are there to recruit them. Okay, and coming to the AR, VR, and today topic what we are saying, yes, it really helping us as a training and placements to make the students ready for the industry. As you all know that previously the resources are very cost when we want to train our students. Specifically, if I want to enlighten, I just want to share that previously every student need to experience some mock interviews. For that, we need to get the real-time recruiters from the organization to make them experience the real mock interviews. For that, we used to call at least 20, 30 resources. They used to come, they spend the entire day in the campus, make them interview the students and all. But now, AI interviewers playing a very important role for a student, depending on based on the questions and the student answer, the intensity of the questions are going deeper, and it is changing as per the student flow of answers. So and at the same time, the report of the individual is getting at instant. Where is he standing and how is it going on? And at the same time, if you see the resume, there's a huge change in the resume preparation also. Previously, because there are no technologies, students always used to do cut, copy, paste. And if interviewer sees, and that particular college, except the name and other stuff, everything is the same. But today we don't need to rely on somebody. You just fill a questionnaire on a tool, and what are the skills and what are the passions and what are the his strengths and weaknesses. The resume is generated based on the template what they select. And today, Swar, speaking, reading and other stuff is playing a very important role when it comes to the student individual in campus selection. And it used to be very costly when it is a manual process where other person used to evaluate the students' or reading or writing skills by validating manually. But today, there are technologies like Pearson and other international platforms where the student can do n number of practices, and again, it is helping them with a detailed spot report where he is standing and he can do it. An AI tutorial and AI teacher. Previously, we used to have 8 hours for us a teacher can spend with a student. But now, AI is always available, teaching a student, in particularly when it comes to the placement opportunities. So if they have any doubts, they can go on to this AI or like chatbots and ask it, and it is resolving the student 24/7. So that's the technology we are here. So definitely it is helping us as a training and placement department to make the student industry ready, and at the same time it is helping a good performing student wherever in any corner of the country he is there. If he is there on the leaderboard, he is getting an opportunity in placements.
Customized training, one-to-one, based on the needs of the students. Well said. So here is a quick recap of whatever we discussed so far. AI, AR and VR, they have become definitely inevitable parts of our life, and definitely those are forces that we cannot stay away from. So it is final 30 seconds for you to add to this, please.
Okay. The objective is to enhance the skills of a student. So my recommendation, my suggestion, my viewpoint is the curriculum should be designed with the focus that it should not be purely technical, or it shouldn't be purely AI or VR dependent. We should encourage, we should use it as to facilitate the skills, enhance the skills of a student. Students should be able to do critical analysis. Decision making should be done by the students in an effective way. And to facilitate all these things, again I emphasize that the educators should enhance their skills, their technical skills, so that they can help navigate and guide a student in a better way. Thank you.
Critical and creative thinking. Well said. It's over to you, sir.
Keep in view of the rural students and average students. These platforms are very useful to grab the subjects, and definitely we have to incorporate these technologies as a part of curriculum, particularly for the rural students. They cannot understand the complexity of the subjects, some of the subjects complexity in the engineering education. By using these technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality, they may know easily, they may understand the complexity of the subject easily by adopting these technologies in the education system.
Technology to be made available for everyone. Well said. So your take, finally, 30 seconds on what AI, AR and VR should be like.
Yeah, content creation is one important point where the content as per the need of the, or as per the requirement, content creation and critical thinking with a combination and integration of all the audio, video, and whatever is required to create a very good content for that particular lab. So that is one thing which I think has to be incorporated.
Joyful learning experience for the target audience. So your take.
So as I made the remark during my previous comment, it has a huge potential, AI, AR, and VR, especially in certain fields. They are very critical in training. But as I mentioned, it is not substitute for good teaching, on which we have to invest in human resources, along with investing in technology.
This AI, AR, VR is 100% implemented as for the schooling, and all the subjects have been converted, but still at the engineering level, a lot of change should be happen in terms of curriculum. And yes, it helped us not only students to learn, but doing stimulation, practical experiments, also playing very important role, which is a cost reduction to the institutes. So we need to strengthen this AR, VR, in particularly technology and our core subjects to be implemented on at the engineering and UG and PG level also, which is need to be come with more subjects to be implemented or converted to AR, VR.
The efforts have already started, and so we are already on that road. All right, thank you so very much. On that note, there is the importance of artificial intelligence, AV, and on one side, while there are practical challenges in implementing them, starting from infrastructure, how to reach out to rural audience, and how to train the trainers, but still I would say that the path is really bright. And when we completely achieve that, there will be definitely a transformative change. And unimaginable